resembles our feelings. So sometimes the rocket flies really fast, it goes vroom, and sometimes the rocket kind of flies a little slow, and that's kind of how we feel sometimes. What we want is the rocket to fly just right so it can reach to its destination. So what we do is we talk about different feelings and the colors that they fall under. So the first one is blue. This is when the rocket is flying really slow. And so our emotions are kind of low down there. So we might be bored, feeling sick, or sad. The green one is the just right. This is where we want to be when we're learning. So we're happy, we're focused, we're calm. Okay? The yellow zone is when the rocket starts to go a little too fast for us. That's when we're feeling silly, excited, maybe surprised. And the red one is when our emotions are truly out of control. So we may be putting our hands in other kids. We may be feeling frustrated. Maybe we want to scream, yell, throw things. That's the red zone. But the strategy is we want to teach them, what do we do when we're in this zone or when we're in the red zone? What do we do? Strategy of give yourself a hug or give someone a hug, or to wake your body up because you're bored. Maybe we're going to do a wiggle dance. Okay. Another one is this one. It's the 6 sides of breathing. So we start at the start. We take a deep breath in and we follow with our finger. We hold and then breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Some kiddos I notice have a hard time learning how to use utensils. So what they do is they may scoop, but then it kind of goes, opposite direction of their mouth. These spoons are cool because these are flexible spoons. So you can bend them, and then when you scoop, it goes directly into your mouth. And you don't have to think about extra motions to it. So I love these. These are good. They make spoons, and they make forks like this that bend. So these are bowls or dishes, and so it comes with the silicone suction, which is great. But what I like about this, it has that extra lip, and that's great for scooping. So kiddos spill or like their food goes all over the place. This really keeps it contained, and it teaches them, and it helps them get all their food onto the spoon. So I like having this extra lip on it. So sometimes all you need to do is just make it a little more fun. Think like a kid again. You know, if they don't want to sit for mealtime, that might actually help them sit longer because now they're actually playing with it a little bit. So Dysum, anybody know what Dysum is? I didn't bring it because I don't really use it that much, so I didn't buy it. But I did used to use it when I worked for the school district. Basically, it's this material here that comes in a roll, and it's very sticky. And so, again, you can put it under plates, cups. I mean, mostly plates, because cups, they have to lift them. But anything that you need to be stabilized. Okay. Now, some kiddos actually, I would put it on the floor, on the wooden floor, and I put their feet on there. Okay. And so to teach them a little bit, like, for those kiddos that needed a little bit extra, you know? A little grip. So it helped. So anywhere, I would do it on anything that I would think would need a little stabilization, because sometimes kids are sloppy and they move things around. And then we lose items. Or you can use a non-slip rug, which you can buy anywhere, and I'm sure you use that in your kitchen cabinets, right? Again, non-stick. The Dysum is just a little more sticky. Okay, I also want to talk about meal preparation. So sometimes kids, when they don't know where their food is coming from and it's just served to them, they might not be as intrigued by the food, or they might automatically go into like, no, I don't want to eat it. But a lot of times if you backtrack and you do some meal prep, or you show them where the food is grown or is coming from, it might be a good learning experience for them, and then they might actually be more interested in learning about the food, right? And then the food chopper, all they do is they press down and then chop the food. Again, so much fun. Next part is, let's phase away from mealtime and think about more like seated work, whether it's on the carpet or at the table. So we do have a lot of kids that just have a hard time sitting on the floor and sitting still. And new, these are called wobble cushions. So it's inflated with air, and it's both sides they could use. Both are textured. This just has more texture to it, but it helps kids sit down longer because now they can kind of wobble and move their body around, right? It doesn't force them, like when you're sitting in these chairs, it's forcing you to be still. Like you have no option but to sit still. This gives you a little more flexibility to move your body, right? And some of us love vibration. Some of us can't stand it, which I get. Some of us love vibration. And so I've had children where I would put this on the carpet and they would sit. Like, wow, that's all you needed. So typically, what do we give them? White paper, black print. But did you know that some kiddos have a hard time seeing the black print, like seeing each symbol on its own? Because it kind of fuses in with the white paper. Yeah. So again, that's part of visual processing. Socks. I got that from OT Mama website. So what you do is how to break it down for them is you just take, you know, the hair ties, and all they do is they just learn to put it on their feet. So it just breaks it down. So it takes away from the sock part, but just teaches them the mechanics of it. I'm sure you've seen these accordion tubes. So like if you take an accordion tube, same idea, like put arm in, put an arm out. Just break it very simple for putting on jackets and things like that. And then you can transition from this to an actual clothing. Okay. Kids that have a hard time with buttons, you could also use a button hook. So what it is you take this hook, you put it through the hole, you put it through the button, and then it goes in like that. Okay? And so now, is this like a lifetime tool or is this like a learning tool? It's a learning tool, right? So because what will kids do? Like they'll try the button and then they give up because it just doesn't work. They don't know how. Their fingers can't do it. So then I'll bring the button hook, we'll practice with the hook, and they kind of get excited. Oh, I actually did it. I achieved it. And then slowly we work a little bit more on their fine motor, and then slowly we take this out. This is not meant to be like forever use, right? Just a learning tool. But again, why do I bring these tools in? Because it helps kids become motivated again and excited again, and it breaks it down and makes like things that are so challenging, it breaks it down and makes it less challenging for them. One is what I'll do, for example, I'll talk about different volume to use. So sometimes it's okay to use our outside volume. Being loud is okay when we're on the playground. This is using our indoor voice. For kids that I'm teaching them how to like follow boundaries, I created this board where they take a little car and then they follow the path.